Dylan, welcome.
Good.
We're only in early November. It's been a heck of a season for you already. When you think back to the summer, what you wanted to achieve this year, if you'd have said, there are certain things I want to tick off by early November, you'd be way ahead of the list that you're on now, wouldn't you?
Yeah, probably, yeah. I wouldn't have imagined the season to go as well as it probably has. I think my goals this season was to just play as much senior football as I possibly could. And to be fair to the managers that have given me that opportunity, and this suits me the way they want to play. So
you played in those first few matches. You're in a winning side. The season started really well. It's hit a bit more of a plateau now. The last few matches. How have you managed the adjustment?
I think for us it's just sticking together. I think it's just getting that consistency in the performances. I think we're always striving to reach the next level, whether that be after a great performance or after a not so great performance. It's always like working towards that next level and pushing in training. So I think we never look too deeply into the plateau or whatever you said then. I think it's just for us, we just keep going on the training pitch because we believe that the results will come and the consistency and performances will come because we're just striving for that goal.
Anything that you've noticed maybe that you're not doing in the last few games that you were doing as a side earlier in the season?
No, I think at times, sometimes just the intensity has dropped a bit in whatever we're doing. But, as I've already touched on, we just keep going, sticking together and just working on the training pitch. And, that intensity is always there. But this season we've pushed it to limits it. Probably hasn't reached it in a long, long time. So then it's probably natural for it to drop a little bit, but we're just going and then we're going again and pushing that limit again and pushing that limit again. So we believe in ourselves.
Right. And for you, in the middle of that fantastic spell early this season, you were playing games, you were winning games. You signed a new contract, which was interesting, and then you got picked, made your Wales debut out in Kazakhstan. What were those few days like for you?
I think for the first day you touched on the contract, I think to finally get that over the line, that the club I've supported my whole life really was unreal for my family, for me, for everyone involved in my journey, really. To the amount of messages I had from previous coaches or anyone that's helped me was humbling and really special moment. And then, as you say, then on the Wales debut, I think I wasn't expecting it. I think to then just be I suppose to be thrown in there was probably the best thing for me because I didn't really have time to think about it or expect it. I think you just got to take it in your stride then, and I loved it.
I mean, the contract issue, did it take any persuasion for you, or did you think, this is what I want to do, I want to commit myself to this club?
Yeah, as I've said, when I was sat there in Brian's first meeting, that's all I wanted to do was sign that contract. And it was just about getting things right, you know what I mean, and making sure it was right for everyone. And as soon as it was right, it was a no-brainer. I couldn't wait to sign it.
Yeah. The Wales debut, talk me through the build-up to that and how you look back on it now.
I think I was really proud for me and my family again. I think, as I said, I didn't really expect it, and to just be thrown in there was the best thing for me, so I didn't have time to dwell on it, and, because I suppose it's easy to overthink that sort of game, and, it's a massive occasion to make your first team debut for your national team. But I just enjoyed it and just grew into the game, and now looking back on it, it's still surreal. I still can't believe it happened.
Everybody talked a lot about the fact you look instantly comfortable at international level, but also that your profile suddenly went from club level to international football level. You seem to handle that very well. Have you found that easy to deal with?
I think the style of play between Brian and Craig are very similar ideas in the way they want to play. So slotting in was, I wouldn't say easy because it's always a tough challenge, and there was always challenges throughout the game. But I felt comfortable in there, which is massive because then you just grow into it and your confidence grows throughout the game, which was nice.
Yeah, but the profile and the expectation and the I suppose the public recognition, have you found that okay?
Nah, I try and stay off social media and try and bypass all that. You know what I mean? Because it's just me playing football just at the end of the day.
Right. I thought maybe you liked it.
I suppose it's nice to see the positive stuff, but then
you seem like you're quite relaxed in that environment.
Yeah. I suppose you never get too high, you never get too low. I suppose staying happy medium.
There was an interview you did quite around that time where sometimes there's a phrase, sometimes it's just one word that kind of, that's an interesting choice of words. Yeah. And you said the word annihilate.
Yeah.
We want to annihilate the opposition in this league.
Yeah.
And people picked up on it. And it was interesting because a lot of people thought, that's exactly what we want to hear, someone positive and confident. And there were a few others thought, I'm not sure we should be using that kind of, that kind of term. Was that something you thought about? Or it just came out?
Probably just come out, to be honest. I think looking back, and it was probably a strong word to use, but I think, at that time we had the belief. Yeah. We had the belief, and we still do have the belief that we can go on and win the league.
A lot of people found it refreshing, though, that a player was that positive about what he wanted to do with the club.
Yeah, as I said, as I've already touched on with Brian, bringing in that mindset, I think it's just flipped because there's been a lot of negativity surrounding the club. So I suppose it's nice for the fans maybe to see that positivity, like you touched on.
Who are the figures in your kind of early career that, like Brian is a guy that you have an affinity with now? When you were younger, I mean, Darren Purse was a coach who picked you out when you were a kid and said, look, Dylan is a player I think I can go far. Was he someone that meant a lot to you?
Yeah, I think I learned a lot of Percy. Obviously, he's a centre half himself. So I suppose I learned a lot in the sort of the dark arts in the game from Percy, the defending stuff, the nasty stuff, stuff that people don't really see during the game, but you've got to learn, you've got to get used to. So I think Percy taught me a lot with that, and also he developed my character and myself as a person to then be able to be comfortable in that first team environment. But again, it's you're playing with grown men, you're not playing with boys anymore. Did that kind of nasty side, as you put it, did that come naturally to you, or did you have to work on it? When I say nasty, I don't mean fouling people. I just mean the defending side of the game. Yeah. And throwing yourself at shots and, or whatever else comes with defending. Yeah. So I suppose it's that I've learned from Percy. But yeah, I got a lot of time for Percy. Yeah. But there's a kind of streetwise element to it as well, isn't there? Yeah, of course there is, which I think, as I've said with Darren Purse, he touched on it, but I feel there's a lot of it you can't coach. There's a lot of it you just got to, learn on the job type thing. Yeah. What about when you were younger? Because I know you came into the club when you were, 7, 8 years old? Yeah, 7, yeah. There's plenty of coaches throughout the club who are unreal and have had a massive impact on my journey. Yeah. I suppose if I name one, then I've got to name them all and I'll forget some people, so I won't name any, but they know who they are and they've obviously played a massive part of the journey. Right. What was it like at that age coming into the club and training? I don't think you ever at that age, it's hard to, you always dream of playing first team, but you never actually, believe it's going to happen, I suppose. You just dream of it. And then as you get older and the first team gets closer, then that's all you think about every time you come in is, I just want to be there. How do I get there? Right. When you're, 7, 8, 9, up to the age of however old, you just try to enjoy your football and learn as best you can. Right. I know you went to school in Caerphilly. Was it the same school as Aaron Ramsey? Yeah, kind of, yeah. Right. Same primary school. Yeah, secondary schools are split and he went up there. Right. Yeah, so it's a bit confusing, but yeah. Right. Was he someone you looked up to and thought, look, if he's done this journey, I can do this? Yeah, 100%. If I had half the career he did, I would have had a very successful career. So obviously, it's an easy inspiration to have, I suppose, an easy person to look up to. Yeah. Someone from Caerphilly who's gone on and done all that. Right. And having him around last year, what was that like? Yeah, again, it was a bit surreal, to be honest. Obviously, as I said, being a Cardiff fan, he comes through the system, being from Caerphilly, supporting Wales and watching what he did for Wales. It was it was, as I said, surreal experience to be around him, and the amount he passed on from his experience to the young boys, and especially when I stepped up to train and, he'd help you out and wherever, and he was played a massive role last season, even though he probably wasn't on the pitch as much as he would have wanted. Didn't end up staying and didn't work out with Aaron here at long term, but he had an influence on you last season. You could see that? Yeah, 100%. As I've said, the experiences he passed down and the knowledge he has of the game, just little pointers in training, whatever that may be, it was all massive. And, when it's someone like Aaron Ramsey, it's all you do is listen. You just want him to not stop talking, do you know what I mean? You just want to pick his brains. Not really your call, but he's a free agent again at the moment. Be interesting to see where he turns up. Yeah. That'd be interesting. Hopefully, it works out for him. Yeah. Is Cardiff a destination you think that might work out for him? You're asking the wrong person. You know what I mean? obviously I'd love to be working with Aaron again, but
Yeah.
that's not up to me.
No, of course. Just going back to your early days, we were talking in the office. There was a guy who's from Caerphilly. He said, two things I remember about Dylan's family. One, that his old man was a really good rugby player, and that his grandfather ran the best butcher shop in Treorchy.
Yeah. I have been told that, yeah. They moved back to Ireland when I was growing up, so I never actually experienced the what was it called? The Danish bacon, was it?
Danish bacon?
I think I was just called. I'm not sure now, actually. But yeah, I never actually got to experience it, so I can just go off what stories I've been told. But yeah, I've been told it was unbelievable. Like.
Right. And your father was a decent rugby player?
Yeah, decent rugby player, yeah. That's one of them ones, so, his knee and his hamstring. If it wasn't for all that, then he would have gone.
He could have been a contender.
Yeah.
Right.
Nah, but he played a big part in what I did growing up as well,
Yeah.
The professionalism he passed on.
Right.
And all the discipline and that, so.
Yeah. So he's been a big influence on you in terms
massive,
of the way you see sport and football.
Yeah. But not just life, like discipline and, like turning up and you've just got to work hard. Like, it doesn't matter really about your performance as long as you just put 100% in, then that's all you can ask for. And, just in general, it's played a massive part in me growing up and the character.
You seem as if those figures, you're able to see which figures in your life you need to listen to and take things from, whether it's your father, whether it's people like Aaron Ramsey or Brian, the manager.
I'd like to think I've got half a sensible head on my shoulders, and to work out who you need to listen to, who probably is not someone you need to listen to by what they're telling you and what you believe in. I think as soon as you work out what you want to believe in, then you can work out who you want to listen to.
Yeah, well, that's quite shrewd at 19 to be able to work that out. Because not all footballers make that clear distinction.
Yeah.
And just tell me how you see the rest of this season for you, Dylan, in terms of your ambitions, where you want to be come May next year. What are the things you need to tick off?
Well, I think it's hard to have I suppose I've made my Wales debut and I'm playing games for Cardiff, so I suppose it's just carrying on that momentum, to be honest, and hopefully get another couple of caps or make as many Cardiff appearances as I possibly can over the next couple of months alongside this season.
Promotion, hopefully.
Oh yeah, as a team, 100% promotion. That's what we want, really, is promotion.
Yeah. You think you can make it?
Yeah, 100%. You've got to have the belief, as you've already touched on, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Belief's in there in the dressing room.
Promotion come next summer and maybe off to the World Cup. That would set off a perfect year for you, wouldn't it? Perfect season.
Yeah, that'd be a lovely way to finish, yeah.
Good. Hope you make it.
Thank you very much.
Good man.
Thank you.
Great. Thank you.